Built tough for Aussie conditions. Ask your plumber for Australia's favourite and install a ring. Vossy and Brandy's Hot Topic.
Brandy, we should be used to the fact that rugby league can throw up stories that have you going, WTF? How does this make any sort of sense? Tell me the latest of them, please.
Here's one of them. And when I saw it late last night, I thought, what? Then I went to sleep on that, and I woke up this morning thinking more about it. But the headlines, and the journos don't write the headlines. So Brent Reid, whose name is on this story, didn't print the headline. So a little bit of leeway there. Incoming Gold Coast Titans coach Josh Hannay aware of club's Craig Bellamy pursuit. The incoming Titans coach Josh Hannay's role hangs in the balance as sensational details emerge about the club's plan to land Melbourne Storm coach Craig Bellamy and the new mentor's knowledge of their pursuit.
Can I just get this? Can I just get this really stark out there that before Josh Hannay has started his first pre-season at the Titans, his job is being written about as under threat.
Josh is on holidays at the moment, so Josh is somewhere in the world, and if he's picked up the Telegraph yesterday, he's going, Jesus Christ, I've only just signed with them. I haven't even started, and they're getting rid of me. So Hannay's imminent arrival on the Gold Coast has been rocked by reports his time as head coach could be short-lived if the Titans are able to snare Bellamy from 2027. Josh got 1 year and then you're out, brother. You are gone. In comes Craig Bellamy.
So hang on. This is a club that has failed to deliver for decades and advertised a new level of stability and prosperity under the removal of Des, the appointment of Josh Hannay, yet a few weeks down the track, we're talking about the fact that, hang on, we don't quite know whether Josh, what role he'll have, if any, another big if Craig Bellamy says, you know what, in retirement I would like to live in South Queensland and maybe there's a role for me at the Titans.
Yeah, Titans CEO Steve Mitchell, quoting, "We are very excited to have Josh Hannay joining us as our head coach from 2026. However, all employee contractual arrangements remain strictly confidential, and as such, we will not be making public comment about Craig Bellamy."
Okay. So,
What?
So the article
What's
doesn't
going
rule
on?
out the Titans giving Craig the head coaching job if Craig was to say, well, I'll make 2026 my last in Melbourne.
And apparently, Josh Hannay is aware of this. Step aside, Josh.
Even though most people will say, well, they'll get Bellamy in some part-time consultant role, head of football, coach overseer, they haven't ruled out, the Titans have not ruled out having
because they don't
Craig
discuss
Bellamy as their
contractual.
head coach.
Correct.
So
That's the story.
So Josh Hannay hasn't even started.
No.
Yet, technically, he's under threat.
I can't believe the story. I can't believe the story.
Well, Brent Reid is a great journo. Great journo. And he's made a phone call and he stated the facts there. And the CEO, Steve Mitchell, has basically said, well, we can't ignore Craig Bellamy if he wants to come to the Gold Coast in 2027.
We acknowledge Craig's exceptional coaching credentials and reputation within the game, and like many NRL clubs, would welcome him and his family in any capacity. That's Steve Mitchell. So that's the CEO.
So
Pandora's box has been opened, and they're not going to slam it shut.
Given Gold Coast's coaching changes, given their lack of success, is that a story Titans fans want to have circulating this morning?
I wouldn't think so.
Having locked away Josh Hannay and his assistant coaching team and changing the roster already in preparation for a more stable period and successful period going forward, all of a sudden, bang, there's conjecture around their coaching future. Yes. Jump on.
So the hot topic.
Yeah, what is the hot topic then?
Well,
have your say on the situation.
Yeah.
Help us make sense of this.
Can anyone actually believe the story and the fact that it hasn't been shut down? No. Josh is our coach. He signed for 3 years. Come on.
So the hot topic
Come on,
is,
give him a go. He hasn't started yet.
What do you make of this Gold Coast situation, this Gold Coast Titans story that seems bizarre in the extreme? Have you say 0457 736 736.
Yeah, just a quick one. Pitman says, how's Des feeling about this Bellamy Titans bizzo? Des would be going, What a whack joint that was. I'm glad I'm out of there.
The hot topic, thanks to Ream, Australia's favourite. That's steady, hot and strong, of course. Brekkie with Vossy and Brandy, proudly brought to you by Bryden's Lawyers. Need expert legal advice? That's what we do. A break on the other side. Your reaction to our Ream hot topic.
Vossy and Brandy on SEN 1170 AM in Sydney, SENQ 693. Listen to Bunnings Tradio just before us each day to get your latest tradies, news and sports updates. Thanks to Bunnings Trade. Hear about the latest tips, products, innovations and more on Bunnings Tradio.
Whether you're listening through 1170 in Sydney or 693 in Brisbane, great to have you with us this morning. Cozza and Heels coming up, top of the hour. But Brandy, that's in Queensland, obviously. We've got a Queensland subject as the hot topic this morning, thanks to Ream, and it's Brent Read's story regarding Craig Bellamy potentially at the end of next season, so for 2027, going to the Gold Coast Titans in some capacity. And Josh Hannay allegedly being aware of that already. Seems like a bizarre story,
I can't believe it. No, really, I can't believe it. A few texts coming in. Widgie says Bellyache will need a bigger swear jar coaching the Titans. That's the truth. There's more chance of Craig Bellamy going back to coach the Portland Colts than coaching the Gold Coast Titans, says Michael. And Daniel says Craig has just bought a $4 million house on the Gold Coast. I'm sure he'd like some sort of role with the Titans like he had in the Blues camp this year as an advisor. Well, he might do that, Daniel. That would seem more likely than not.
Yes,
Craig Bellamy coming into coach. Sorry, Josh. I know we had our eyes on you for a while and we've signed you. You are going to take us to places that we haven't been for years. However, if he becomes available, you're out.
Well, let's go back to an interview done on the run home late August where they spoke to the incoming Titans coach, Josh Hannay. Here he is then.
I was really impressed with the approach. They had clearly done their background work on me and their homework. So it was more of a discussion than an interview, so to speak. I think, as I say, some clubs go through a process where it's very much a hat in the ring process, and they sort of try and wade through, I guess, all the different candidates. But the Gold Coast it was really evident that they were clear on the direction they wanted to take and how they wanted to go about that direction. So it was very smooth and it was quite easy, and the rest is history, so to speak.
Really clear in the direction they wanted to go. Was that direction you can do a year, and if Craig Bellamy becomes available, then you'll be out?
Yeah. Well, Scotty Sattler, who's he's up there now. He's the man. So I reckon Sats will be on the front foot. I think today we'll hear from Scott Sattler, and he'll be banging this on the head. He'll be clearing things up, which you'd have to. So as the story sits, like if you're a Gold Coast fan, you're going, okay, wow.
Yeah, well,
really, is it? Do we? How much faith are we putting in Josh Hannay? What sort of opinion do they really have of Josh Hannay? If he's sort of he's there, but just in case, I reckon Sats will be clearing this up very quickly.
Well, above Sats is the CEO, Steve Mitchell. Let's go back and hear from Steve in late August before we get his comments that came in Brent Read's article. Here is the CEO speaking in August.
One of his primary drivers is to actually be the first to actually deliver success to the Gold Coast, and that's a promise that we talk about a lot. But that is essential to his decision, and he's a Queenslander, which is fantastic. He's here to win.
Okay, that was Steve
Craig
Mitchell
Bellamy's
in August.
not a Queenslander. How does he? He hasn't got the DNA to go up there and get it done.
Take us back to what Steve said in the wake of the news that, with Brent ringing him to get comment regarding the possible arrival of Craig Bellamy in 2027.
Yeah, I'm sure he was asked. So that what it does say now is, and Steve Mitchell's latest comments in this story. We're very excited to have Josh joining us as our head coach from 2026. Obviously asked something else about Craig Bellamy, and his reply was all employee contractual arrangements remain strictly confidential, and as such, we will not be making public comment. We acknowledge Craig's exceptional coaching credentials, and goes on. We would welcome him and his family in any capacity. They were Steve Mitchell's comments, obviously, yesterday.
Okay, well, we'll make that our Ream hot topic. Have your say, 0457 736 736, and we'll continue to go to those messages.